The episode begins with two guards standing watch on a tall tower, overlooking the village. Suddenly, they spotted warships approaching the coast. Alarmed, they immediately sound the warning, urging the entire village to flee for safety. The warships unleash a storm of fiery arrows, raining destruction upon the village. Many are killed in the chaos. As the soldiers land ashore, they begin burning homes and tearing through the defenses, leaving only one village protector standing. Determined, the lone protector challenges the invaders' ruthless leader, known only as the Lion King. But the confrontation is brief. The lion seizes his weapon and strikes down the protector with a fatal blow. Later, surviving villagers are captured and brought before the lion's guards. They are given a brutal choice: submit to the lion as their new king or suffer unspeakable torture. Among the prisoners is a young girl named Noni. When a guard tries to break her spirit through torture, she refuses, defiantly declaring, "I serve only one, Wakanda." 6 weeks earlier, Noni, a fierce warrior from Wakanda, is sent on a secret mission. Her task: track down a former Wakanda guard who has declared himself king, stolen powerful artifacts, and defected with several elite soldiers to form a rogue army. She is ordered to retrieve the stolen items without fail. Fast forward to her infiltration. Noni defeats one of the rogue guards and urges the villagers he's been manipulating to escape while she continues her mission. She boards one of the enemy warships, disguising herself as one of their own. Undercover, Noni witnesses a forced wedding ritual. A noblewoman refuses to marry one of the lion's top guards. In retaliation, the guards attempt to kill her. Noni intervenes, sparking a skirmish. But realizing she's outnumbered, she narrowly escapes. Believing she's safe, she turns a corner, only to find herself surrounded by enemy guards. The commotion draws the lion's attention, and he personally comes to investigate. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Noni fights back fiercely, taking out guard after guard. But the lion's elite personal guards, stronger and faster, join the fight. The battle intensifies. Told to surrender, Noni refuses. She stabs one of the elite guards, but starts to lose focus. In a blur, she misthrows her axe, accidentally killing another guard. As the lion prepares for the confrontation ahead, chaos unfolds. One ninja-like guard, dressed in black, throws a knife, but accidentally hits a female ally. With reinforcements pouring in, Noni realizes she can't win this fight. Not yet. She dives into the sea to escape. After some time underwater, Noni surfaces beside a ship to catch her breath. Suddenly, she's ambushed by another guard. But using her agility and instincts, she strikes him down from behind. Another ambush follows. The ninja-like guard emerges from the shadows, blade in hand, but with swift precision responds firmly. "I'm here to bring you back to Wakanda, one way or another." The lion, now more composed, explains his motives. "Wakanda is full of secrets, lies that bind its people. I left to set myself and others free." Though caught off guard by his words, Noni remains unconvinced. "Freedom isn't found in blood and fire," she replies, and the fight begins. The lion proves a formidable opponent, grabbing Noni by the neck and slamming her to the ground. But she fights back relentlessly, eventually seizing one of his weapons and using it against him. Though he injures her, piercing her eye with his spear, she finds an opening and strikes him at his weakest point, bringing the tyrant to his knees. As she recovers the stolen Wakandan artifact, the lion, in his dying moments, unlocks a mysterious box. It detonates, forcing Noni to dive back into the sea. She manages to retrieve one artifact, while the other sinks into the ocean's depths. In the aftermath, Noni returns to Wakanda. Once exiled and stripped of her title, she is now offered her rank back as daughter Marashi of Wakanda. But she declines. "I will always serve Wakanda," she says, "but not through titles, not through ranks, only through purpose." Episode 2 begins. A group of warriors pushes a machine toward the Wakandan kingdom in an attempt to invade. The Wakandan watch guard immediately orders the archers to prepare. Meanwhile, the warriors inform their king that the machine has already reached Wakanda. In response, he commands the rest of the army, and his special soldier, Achilles, to take action. The Wakandan guards fire arrows at the invaders, hoping to stop the machine from advancing. Despite their efforts, the warriors reach the gate and begin banging on it forcefully. Achilles and his team manage to break through the walls of Wakanda. Now, Their bigger problem is reaching the Wakandan throne, which lies deep within the kingdom. Achilles decides to lead the way, trying to clear a path for the others. However, they are immediately faced with numerous Wakandan guards. Achilles and his team take down the soldiers one by one, covering each other's backs. Suddenly, the invading machine is destroyed, burned down by the defenders. Seeing this, the enemy king orders his warriors to retreat, which infuriates Achilles. An arrow is fired at Achilles, but his partner, Menon, saves him just in time. Despite his frustration, Achilles has no choice but to retreat with the others. Later, Achilles vents his anger, expressing that he's tired of sending his men to die in battle. Menon tries to comfort him, reminding Achilles how he once saved him from being a wanderer. They are interrupted by Pharreir, one of the captains, who accuses Menon of being a traitor aiding Wakanda. Achilles dismisses the claim, urging the group to focus on their next mission instead of turning on each other. Later, Achilles vents his anger. The episode 4 begins in the snow when Basha quietly slipped out of bed and snuck out of the house, unnoticed. His goal, to steal a rare pearl from a heavily guarded market. But just as he reached for it, a guard turned. Thinking fast, Basha tried to blend in, but a gust of wind blew back his cape, revealing his weapon. The guards shouted in alarm. Without hesitation, Basha took off running. He leapt onto a moving cart and raced through the village gates, disappearing into the snowy wilderness. Hidden beneath layers of snow, his spacecraft awaited. He boarded and launched into the sky. As the ship soared into orbit, a locked container in the cargo bay revealed the true purpose of his mission. He had stolen the legendary dragon's head. Basha contacted his homeland. After years of silence, they were thrilled to hear from him. He reported that there were no dragons, only superstition. Soon, Wakanda appeared in the distance. He landed safely and was greeted warmly by his people. Captain Nebo approached and asked, "Are you sure you weren't followed? The guards from China might have trailed you." Basha shook his head. "No one followed me." But Nebo's expression was stern. "You were assigned a specific mission. You're not meant to take extra liberties. Protocols exist for a reason. Safety, secrecy, and stability." They entered Wakanda's artifact vault, home to its most sacred relics. The High Counselor addressed Basha with visible concern. "You must not exceed your mission's scope. Deviating could bring danger to Wakanda." Meanwhile, in the docking bay, a tech inspector scanned Basha's ship. As her system flagged an anomaly, she vanished without a trace. Back in the vault, Basha was being scolded again when he received a silent alert. The tech inspector had failed to report back. Alarmed, he left immediately to investigate. At the airship, Captain Nebo was ambushed by a masked woman. "I'm looking for Basha," she said coldly. Nebo tried to mislead her but failed. He signaled Wakanda's warriors, who quickly surrounded her. But the woman fought them off effortlessly and escaped, headed straight for Basha. Basha met up with Nebo, who warned him, "You've brought a curse to Wakanda." Confused and shaken, Basha listened as Nebo explained the intruders in human speed. Nearby, the High Counselor questioned a wounded soldier. "She moved like nothing I've ever seen," the soldier whispered. It became clear. The intruder had entered through Basha's ship. Realizing the danger was his doing, Basha begged Nebo to help him correct his mistake. They agreed to stop the intruder from reclaiming the artifact. Wakanda's forces mobilized. The intruder, already nearing her target, faced resistance, but she was too skilled. Basha finally caught up and tackled her. She struck him, breaking free, and in that moment he saw her face. Jirani, the woman who had once saved his life. The one who nursed him back to health and showed him her people's sacred treasure, the artifact he stole. She stared at him, heartbroken. "I trusted you, Basha. I had to take it," he replied. "For Wakanda." Jirani looked around. "Your homeland is beautiful, but you lied." Their words were heavy with pain. Basha pleaded with her to leave Wakanda before things got worse. But Jirani was determined. She boarded a high-speed train heading toward the artifact vault. Basha pursued her, refusing to let her go. Inside the vault, she confronted him. "Is this what you do? Steal from other cultures and claim it for yours?" Basha answered, "That statue was stolen from Wakanda 1,000 years ago. I only reclaimed it." Jirani's voice cracked. "But it's sacred to my people now." Neither would back down. The fight began, fierce and fast. Jirani's skill overwhelmed Basha, but she refused to kill him. Still, Basha wouldn't stop. He used other artifacts in the room, setting traps. Jirani withstood it all. Then, she revealed her true power. Her fist glowed with immense energy. She struck Basha with a blow so powerful it shattered the wall behind him. As he lay on the ground, dazed, he tried once more to reason with her. Captain Nebo entered, confused by the sight. "Why are you protecting her?" he asked. Jirani walked to the artifact. She carefully removed a glowing piece, the tongue of the dragon, and handed it to Basha. "You should have just asked," she said quietly. "I would have given it to you." Captain Nebo, stunned, looked at Basha. "Really, Basha?" Basha bowed his head. "I couldn't trust anyone. Not with this mission." The High Counselor arrived. Seeing the damaged room, he asked, "What happened here?" "It was a training session," Basha replied quickly. The counselor looked around, paused, then nodded. "Excellent fieldwork, Nebo. I'm promoting you to field agent." Nebo blinked. "Thank you, High Counselor." As the counselor left, Basha turned to Jirani. "This way," he said. He led her through a hidden passage, deep beneath the city, toward an exit that would take her safely out of Wakanda. The series continues in the country of Ethiopia, where Prince Tafari and his accomplice, Kuda, go on a spy mission. They stealthily monitor the area, looking for an artifact in the storage house, which is guarded by soldiers at war. Kuda tells Prince Tafari that they need to abort the mission rather than risk the prince's life. But the prince refuses to obey and, acting on his own will, infiltrates the city. Before we know it, Prince Tafari returns with the artifact, which shocks Kuda. However, he scolds the prince for disobeying a direct order. They both drive back home, where Prince Tafari tells Kuda of his desire to become a legend. While talking, they suddenly bump into a human-like superhuman who causes an accident. The crash leaves Prince Tafari unconscious, while Kuda calls for emergency help. The villain approaches them, so Kuda prepares for battle. It turns out the villain was only searching for something in their vehicle. Kuda attacks, but he is no match for the intruder. Tafari joins the battle but is also overpowered. Kuda urges Tafari to run south to protect himself, but Tafari insists he can help defeat the villain. The fight continues 2-on-1. They begin to gain the advantage. Suddenly, the villain speaks in Wakandan, saying she is not the enemy, and then reveals her face, leaving Tafari and Kuda stunned. The woman explains that she is Wakandan and that the fate of their homeland is in their hands. She touches them and shows them a vision of Wakanda, 500 years into the future. Destroyed. Kuda can't believe his eyes. She explains that a horde came from another galaxy with a gigantic machine to annihilate the village. She tried to fight back using the Black Panther suit. The soldiers fought bravely, but most were killed, leaving only a small fraction. She explains that with the limited technology they had left, she used it to travel back in time to prevent everything that led to their doomed future, starting with the stolen axe. She tells them the axe must be returned to its rightful place for her timeline to survive. Kuda insists this isn't his mission. She pleads with him to reconsider, but Kuda asks for proof, something only someone from the future would know. She tells them the queen is pregnant with her fourth child, a girl. After proving this, her time in the past runs out, and she returns to the future. Tafari tells Kuda he believes her, the queen is pregnant. They both agree to return the axe to its rightful place. Meanwhile, in the future, the queen tells her people to prepare for her next jump through time. A guard warns her that she may not survive another jump, but she insists. Moments later, the horde finds them and launches an attack. Back in the present, Tafari and Kuda return to the place where they took the axe. The battle continues with the horde, who are super resistant and relentless. Tafari and Kuda do their best to move swiftly and return the axe. Kuda is injured and trapped by a large rock. He tells Tafari to finish the mission alone. This time, Tafari follows orders. He returns the axe to its place, and everything is restored thanks to Prince Tafari. Like this recap? Please like, subscribe, and share.